1st. That's when thousands of women's careers end. Not because they did anything wrong, but because for the first time, they have to show their real faces. In China, AI beauty filters are being banned, but the panic has revealed something very sinister. Why would banning a simple filter destroy entire careers? Why is the West suddenly rushing to do the same thing? And what did they discover that made them act so fast? Welcome to Glow Up Girl. Today we're uncovering why AI beauty filters are being banned, so be sure to like and subscribe because we're going deep. Beauty mode doesn't just smooth your skin. It rebuilds your entire face, according to an algorithm's definition of beauty.
Winter's here.
They left you wounded, didn't they? Cut you deep. I can see it in your eyes. Hollow. Shattered. Like someone slowly ripped your soul apart piece by piece. Yeah. People are masters at that, aren't they? Making you believe they care, pretending they're by your side. They reach out, offer you their trust, their friendship, love, promises. But at the end of it all, they let you down. And they do it with a smile. Like it's just another day, and you let it happen. Let them cut you over and over. You kept hoping, maybe, just maybe, they didn't mean it. Maybe this time it'd be different. Maybe they'd finally realize, finally see the damage they caused. But here's the truth. They won't. They won't wake up. They'll never recognize what they did. And even if they did, they wouldn't care. But you care, don't you? Deep down, it eats away at you. Makes you question who you are. Why you're not enough. And the worst part, you think it's your fault. Yeah, I know that feeling. I know what it's like to be someone's punchline.
Controversial take, but I'm so glad January 1st. That's when thousands of women have to show their real faces. In China, AI beauty filters are being banned, but the panic has revealed something very sinister. Why would banning a simple filter destroy entire careers? Why is the West suddenly rushing to do the same thing? And what did they discover that made them act so fast? Welcome to Glow Up Girl. Today we're uncovering why AI beauty filters are being banned, so be sure to like and subscribe because we're going deep. Beauty mode doesn't just smooth your skin. It rebuilds your entire face, according to an algorithm.
Means you're a liar. You know? Makeup. It's bad enough you're doing that. You're lying with that. Now you can reconstruct your whole fucking face. And lie. But it goes further than that.
Algorithm's definition of beauty. Turn on the filter, and you become someone else entirely. Your eyes reshape, your nose pinches smaller, your skin becomes porcelain. Reality bends. Turn it off? Well, that's the problem. 99.8% of female streamers use beauty filters. Not just most, almost all. These women built entire careers on faces that don't exist. Thousands of followers, donations from devoted fans, all for someone who was never real. We spent years watching faces that don't actually exist. And
you're a liar and you're a thief.
We've been conditioned to think they're beautiful. But when you learn what it's doing to your brain, things get dark. There's a psychological concept called cultivation theory. Long-term exposure to media content shapes what you believe is real. When you see filtered faces every single day, thousands of them, your brain starts accepting them as normal. Real faces start to look wrong. Research shows that comparing yourself to idealized images online is directly linked to body dissatisfaction and eating.
You're a liar, you're a thief, and you're the cause for depression in other women. We know you don't care about men, you know. You know? So I don't even care about that. I'm going to hold you against you. Because you know, woman power, they fucking stick together. You just got yourself in this mess. Well, you sure do blame men for all this depression, and men are not this, and men are fucking mean, and men are blah, blah, blah. Well,
eating disorders. But there's a twist. You're not competing with other women anymore. You're competing with AI, with algorithms that generate one perfect face and paste it onto everyone. Then there's self-objectification. When you spend hours monitoring your appearance, treating your face like a product to be upgraded and perfected, studies show it leads to anxiety and depression. You stop being a person. You become a project.
so not only are you making young, impressionable girls, average women, women that do have some of the look, but they ain't got the fake bone structure, you know? She has a pimple. She has a flaw, like my father designed us to have. So we'd all be perfect. So no one can be a liar. You see, Satan had that same problem about being so beautiful, so glorious. It's hard. It's powerful. I understand. You know, I understand. With great power comes great responsibility.
Reality has gotten so distorted that a new medical term has been coined: Snapchat dysmorphia. Women are now seeking plastic surgery to look like their filtered selves. They don't even want to look like models. They want to look like the algorithm's version of them.
That means you want to look like a face that's not even real anymore. So now you're drawing a line. Like, it's bad enough you're hiding the face, you're lying with the face, you're lying with the fucking everything. Everything's a lie. And then you depress yourself because you know you don't look like that. And when you go to get fucking Chad and he sees your face for real, you just go, man ain't shit, he ghosted me. Well, that's because you lied. Sound the horns. It's because you lied to him. If he said he was a millionaire and he really wasn't, would you have gone on a date? No, you would have been like, you're a liar.
These filters didn't just change how we look online. They've changed what our brains believe we should look like in reality. So, why is China banning them? The official reason is to improve content quality and crack down on misleading visuals. But dig further, and deeper reasons emerge. This isn't...
I don't know what reasons they're gonna give, but my reasons is my father's always right, and once we keep doing the thing that he says not to do, it leads to a whole bunch of problems for everybody, especially the people that are doing it. You get it? Yeah, you're gonna destroy a lot of people's lives, husbands, and fucking chasing dreams, and young impressionable boys swiping their daddy's credit card. You know, you don't care. That was his father's life savings he just gave you. Who cares? He's 18. He knows better, right?
just about vanity. It's about fraud. Chinese netizens started calling it out directly. Streamers making money through excessive beautification are basically committing fraud.
And men know women lie. Men know women use all these tricks since the beginning of time. And when men do those things, men don't get $200 and you go directly to jail, like Monopoly. You just get a fucking business out of this shit to swindle. And you abuse it so much that the world's like, all right, we gotta fucking do something about this. This is outrageous. Like, how is that even fucking possible? That's not a good thing.
Streamers making money through excessive beautification are basically committing fraud. But the damage goes far beyond individual deception. It's social poison. One Chinese commentator explained it this way. Men no longer watch TV. They don't look at their own wives. They just scroll on their phones to look at pretty girls who look like fairies. But those fairies aren't real. Do you think this is bad?
I mean, with all due respect for fellas, I don't think men just sit there and scroll all day. But, you know, like, you can't look anywhere without advertisements and, you know, sound the horns. And even those, they're fake. Every woman you see now, it has a fake face. Everything's fake. You're not a supermodel. They're allowed to use computer generated faces. You're not. They have a fucking billion-dollar company behind them. You get it? You're not in the club. You was allowed to work with the club and get the money and boost their sales for certain things, but user, you're out of control. I think Uncle Kevin Samuel said winter was coming for a lot of yous, and without the man's technology of the internet, a lot of you are not as independent as you think when you're really just doing the oldest profession in the world, prostitution, without the sex.
Think this is beneficial to relationships, to lowering divorce rates? He called it spiritual poisonous grain, not inferior to opium. Women using filters started believing their own illusions. They'd look at their filtered face and think, I'm a 9 out of 10. I deserve a wealthy, tall, handsome man.
Yes, and then that got said so much that even a woman that's not a fucking 5 will say these things. Because she could put a filter on her face, not realizing it doesn't matter. When you make it to the top of all men, you pick the best of all women. You don't go after the 4s and 5s unless they match your personality, your drive, and the things you're doing. See, men do it all the time. You just can't say that they only go after the fucking supermodels. There's a lot of men that are rich and they have a regular wife that no one even knows her fucking name. You probably would walk past her and she's a billionaire's wife. She got coffee with you the other day and you didn't even know, you know? Because she's a woman. She ain't trying to be out front. She's trying to do what the fuck she's doing and, you know, keep you harlots away from her man.
Their standards skyrocketed, but walk down the street, you wouldn't see a single woman who looked like her online persona. Beauty mode made...
Yeah, I started to realize that. See, now I traveled to a lot of different states. Well, not a lot, maybe 4 or 5. But those 4 or 5 is where people from all over the world come. So I've seen a lot of beautiful women in my life. And there are a lot of beautiful women to the standards that you pretend to be. And even them, they're not always perfect. They always have something wrong with their face or their body. There's always something, you know? And women want to be that girl so bad, but forget how bad that girl actually has it. Like with online stalkers and dudes that already argue and, you know, many other things and set your ass up. But you're learning now. You're learning. You're learning the hard way.
Them lose themselves. China isn't banning beauty filters because they're vain. They're banning them because they've become a form of mass psychological manipulation. Here's what the Chinese government isn't saying out loud. Across the developed world, something catastrophic is happening. Birth rates are collapsing, marriage rates are plummeting, young people aren't dating.
Oh, so, women are responsible for destroying the thing they say they want, relationships with good men. All right.
They're not having relationships. They're not forming families. The United States, most of Europe, China, Japan, South Korea, the pattern is everywhere. And nobody can pinpoint exactly why. Except...
Well, that's because it's a lot of different reasons. I mean, you got a lot of women that didn't meet nice men in their life, you know? So you got a bunch of women that actually have real stories about how shitty men are. And that'll scare the shit out of a lot of women from regular men. Because they forget to say, it's all the men I dealt with. I heard and seen this woman have a good husband. Her fucking grandpa was a good husband. But no, I'm going to say all men are bad, even though I'm jealous of that chick that I go to work with because her fucking husband's good to her. It's a fucking joke. And, at great power comes great responsibility. That's all it is. This is the price of freedom and the liberation of I don't want to have a man take care of me. I'm going to go work for myself. Nothing wrong with that. I don't believe women should be barefooting in the kitchen. And no, we made jobs and shit. Well, we didn't make jobs. Somebody wanted y'all to work, and you know, y'all in the game now, and there ain't no going back. So men have adapted to it and said, I don't mind if my girl works. We never cared. You were working back in the fucking day when there was no jobs. What do you think being a mother is? You think that shit is easy? I don't think it's easy. I think it's the hardest job in the world. You're actually responsible for someone, and then their things that they do in their life can affect the rest of the world. So that's a really, really fucking hard job. And it don't pay well. Well, depending on who you get.
Except, what if social media is part of it? Think about it. Men scroll through thousands of digitally perfect women every day. Women no real person could ever compete with. So why would they pursue real relationships? Why settle for reality when the fantasy is always one swipe away? And women compare themselves.
She's gonna lightly talk. So many women are selling their fucking selves. What's the point of trying to get a wife when most women will tell you they don't want you because you're regular, you know? And then when you want to be with somebody, they all think they're fucking beauty models, but secretly selling themselves. So men become diluted and not have relationships. Then, you know, she doesn't go